Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Hashem HaKadosh, and donors to the apostles and others of great Muslim salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Ayman Allah from Germany, Chicago, and coming back with you with another lesson, alright, and I was just looking at this news, alright, saw this a little bit earlier, but I decided to go back and see what's up with it, but I'm going to just play this video, alright, because, you know, what Esau wants to do is that he wants to demonize the prophets, alright, he's trying to make, you know, this, he's trying to make the prophets of the Lord, the men of the Lord that are out there on the highways and byways look bad, alright, and how he's going to do this? Well, what he's trying to do is that he's trying to link, alright, the prophets with these Muslim affiliated Arabs or ISIS inspired people that are trying to plot, you know, terror, alright? But in overall reality, you know, we have no affiliation with no Muslims, alright? We have no affiliation with no Arabs. We have no affiliation of doing any of that terror plotting at all, right? All we simply do is that we just go out there on the highways and byways and teach the nation of Israel, which is you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Arab Americans, their true heritage, and we warn you of the things that are about to come to pass that is written in the scriptures, alright, according to prophecy, alright? You know, in the scriptures that are, you know, prophecy. Well, without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and play this video, alright?
It foiled a potential terror plot. Agents reportedly thwarting an ISIS-style attack on New Year's Eve. The FBI saying the suspect, a teenager they've been keeping tabs on for years. Here's ABC's senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Kotersky.
The FBI says these are the chilling, handwritten plans of an 18-year-old who wanted to carry out an ISIS-inspired New Year's Eve attack in Charlotte with a goal of stabbing 20 to 21 victims.
He was preparing for jihad, and innocent people were going to die. And we're very, very fortunate they did not.
Federal prosecutors said the teen, Christian Sturtevant, plotted to target a grocery store or a Burger King with these hammers and knives that the FBI said were found Monday under his bed. Investigators said they found this page.
Well, you know, Esau, he makes a lot of, like, these stories up, you know, it's pretty much stupid shit, you know, all just to eventually, which he will, right, he's going to falsely accuse, alright, the men of the Lord, alright, the prophets that are out there in the highways and byways, and link us up with these, you know, stupid, you know, terror plots, which we have nothing to do with at all. Alright, what we simply do is that we just go out there and teach the Bible, and that's it.
New Year's Attack 2026 in a garbage can, and a second handwritten page entitled Manifesto of Jihad in the kitchen trash.
This investigation highlights the very real threat posed by people who self-radicalize online.
Sturtevant has been under investigation since he was 14, when the FBI said he was in social media contact with an ISIS member who directed him to dress all in black, knock on people's doors, and attack them with a hammer. Last month, investigators said Sturtevant reached out to someone he thought was an Islamic State operative who's actually an undercover counterterrorism officer with the NYPD, showing this image of weapons and pledging, "I will do jihad soon." Tonight, Mary, the U.S. Attorney General says this...
No, it's just a bunch of folly, right? And then, also the hopeful elect, you know, we apply everything, you know, with the scriptures, alright? We're not carnally minded, alright? We're not carnally minded at all. And that individual right there, you know, well, none of us even know who he is, alright? We don't even know who that individual is at all, right? But you can see that, the demonization that Esau is about to use against us is coming, all right? So, that persecution is, right around the corner. Going to John 15 and let's start with verse 18. It says, "The world hate you. You know that it hated me and before it hated you." And that's right. This world hates us because, we have the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right? We follow the ways of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. We're basically the light, to these people. All right? We're basically the light in the midst of darkness. And these people, they hate it. All right? Because it condemns them. That's because, it's truth. All right? And you look at today's society, it's all perverted. Esau has done fucked up everything. Everybody, Esau has done fucked up everybody's mindset. All right, our people don't even know who they are now. Right, but hey, they're slowly waking up to the truth. Right, verse 19 it says, "If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you." And that's right. The Lord chose, the Lord chose His elect, right? Which is why, the rest of the world hates us because they, the elect are the only ones that are trying to do right, right? But it says, verse 20, "Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. And if they kept my saying, they will keep yours also." And that's right, just like as what Yahweh Shai went through, being persecuted, all right, being put on the cross and crucified, all right, by the Romans and his very own people, all right. The elect are going to go through trials just like that. I mean, not just like that, but we're also going to take on Yahweh Shai's sufferings, all right. We're going to be persecuted as well. All right, we're going to be persecuted. We're going to be tortured and stuff of that sort. But hey, we gotta take good cheer when these things happen to us. All right, because that goes to show you that the Lord is dealing with us. So I'm trying to find this. You see, 1 Peter 4:13 it says, "But rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of Yahweh Shai's sufferings, that when His glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy." That's right. We're taking part. We're basically partaking in Yahweh Shai's sufferings, which is what we want to be, where we should want to be at. Because as long as we endure to the end, and continuing to suffer these things, having patience, all right, the Lord will find us worthy, right, as long as we continue to endure to the end, all right. And it says in that when His glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad with exceeding joy. And what just again, as long as we endure to the end, right, we don't have to feel that death by pain. All right, we're going to receive, everlasting salvation. We're gonna receive, our crown, right? For keeping the word of the Lord's patience unto the end, right? Suffering for Yahweh's sake. You see, you look at the news, right? Just like what I showed you, Esau is doing everything that he can, to link us up with, all these false narratives that you see right there that I just show you as for an example. Alright? Esau is literally trying to demonize us, alright, for something that we have nothing to do with at all. Trying to find. Damn, the scripture just flew out of my head. Can't think about it right now. Damn. Yeah. The spirit, it's for other brothers and making other brothers are making videos about it too. But yeah, you see, all right, Esau is making moves. All right, he's making them sly, cunning moves and shit. All right, trying to demonize us, of the hopeful elect, all right, the prophets. But I'm gonna send it right there. All right. What's it called again? Persecution is right around the corner. All right. Don't be surprised when Esau starts making all these false narratives against you. All right. For teaching the word of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Kazeh, he's gonna do it eventually, right? Esau is going to persecute the prophets, right? But at the end of the day, right, just know that it is a test from Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, alright? It's a test. Well, I hope this lesson was edifying. We'll give all praises, honor, and glories to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom.